So it all started with removing the master cylinder, which left an area on the firewall I thought should be sanded and repainted before installing the new master cylinder. And so we go down a rabbit hole, because I will be removing the old brake lines which run underneath the car and probably will have areas that need repainted behind them as well. So I should probably strip the whole undercarriage of the car and sand it entirely to find out the extent of any rust while I'm at it. Well, in fact, the motor should probably just come out and I'll sand the entire engine bay. And at this point, why not strip the car the best way and have the whole thing media blasted? While I'm dropping this kind of money, and you only live once, I might as well throw in that Coyote engine that I sometimes dream about. Of course, that will require a new front suspension to support the weight of the engine, and a new 8-inch rear end and drive shaft to handle all the new power. Realistically, I could actually do all this if I took out a second mortgage. On second thought, I'm just gonna cover it over and call it a night. And that was seriously my thought process over a 10 to 15 minute period. I forgot a transmission. Yes, I really went down that kind of a rabbit hole this weekend. It got a little overwhelming. And I really think it's those kind of thought processes that end up killing projects. And you end up with a lot of lawn ornament cars. But in my first vlog, I quoted, "Know the plan, stick to the plan, but don't fall in love with the plan." And that means basically stick to the plan, but if you have to make changes, which I will circle back around to. Now, I said this all started with removing the master cylinder. That was a very awkward, unfocused, clumsy, bull in a china shop type night for me. So we'll recap that now. Oh man, I almost lost you. I really love the fact that I dropped the car back down on the dollies, because I used to have to stand on cinder blocks to reach in on this and work on this stuff. It's the little things in life, people. I don't know where I put my PB blaster here. My garage is a wreck again. There it is. Mission accomplished. All right, can we guess the socket on the burst try? I'm gonna try 1/2 inch. Seems like a likely. And I was wrong. So 3/5, or should we jump it up to 7/16? Oh God, I gotta do more toe touches these days. Let's take a look, see. Wait a minute. I did my math wrong. Oh God. Not my finest moment. So we want to go to 9/16, or it is not. I really don't think it's 5/8. Yes. I still can't believe I did that with the 7/16. Oh God. Man down. Yeah, dropped an iPhone accessory there, but it's fine. Garage floor broke its fall, so we are good. I think. Still look good? We're good. Oh! Shoot. Oh boy. Oh, we're good. Spark plug wires caught your fall on that one. Man. I'm like a loose cannon in here tonight. Oh man. Okay, we're good. They're loose. So, time to move inside. God almighty. I'm like a bull in a china shop tonight. Oh God, this is terrible. I'm good. We're good. I need my hat. That's the problem. My mojo's all off. Oh jeez, man. There we go. All right. I'm in my element now. On to the push rod. All right, while I'm in here on the push rod, I'm just gonna show you guys this. So far, this is the worst of it that I've found on the Mustang. Obviously, there's some work that needs done here. This is pretty bad. It is definitely worse on the driver's side. Jeez, I guess that didn't work. All right, let me see if I can show you what I'm after here. I'm gonna zoom in here. That switch right there, I'm gonna try to get it right in the center of the screen. That's a cotter pin that I need to remove. Here's a better angle. You can see the cotter pin there. That has to be pulled out, and there's a connector switch that just comes off that mechanism as well. And I believe that boot that you see there will go out through the firewall. I think it just pulls off right like that. Pop that off. Oh, but we got it. Should be able to pull it right out now. There we go. This pushes off, and this is one of those situations where I really should probably verify, with the service manual before I do this. I'm almost 100% positive this needs to slide off. There's not enough room there, so I'm gonna go back to the other side of the firewall and loosen the master cylinder and see if we can't get it to disconnect by giving it some play on that side. Those bolts are out. Let's see if we can get this thing lined up. Yeah. Oh yeah, we're good. Maybe we're good. There we go. Perfect. Oh man, I'm dropping stuff everywhere. Okay, so here's that clip, and I don't know what this is. I probably should, but like I said, I haven't read the manual. In case somebody is watching this to learn how to remove their master cylinder, inside the car, the brake pedal goes through your push rod like this. It's assembled like this. This cotter pin goes through the brake pedal and holds it in place. When I pulled this cotter pin out, I couldn't move the master cylinder. I couldn't move the push rod over far enough to disconnect it. So what I did was I went and removed the bolts from this side of the firewall, and then that loosened everything up. I was able to twist it and pop it off the inside of the car, and then this slid out through the firewall. So I got the master cylinder off, and I went back and I was looking in the engine bay, and that's whenever I saw the spot on the firewall where I was like, man, I should really just clean that up and paint it before putting the new one on. And then I started looking at the way the brake lines run along the firewall and go down underneath the car. And I was just like, phew. And it was like I started noticing all the crud and stuff that I never had the opportunity to power wash off the car. And suddenly it just kind of started becoming a little bit overwhelming. I'm thinking, do I really want to put new brake lines on this? Then I was like, well, should I repaint the new brake lines? Because that's part of what I had planned for this week. At that point, I just called it a night. Started fresh in the morning. It is a beautiful fall morning here in central Pennsylvania. So the temps are dropping, and that's going to start affecting what I can do, particularly with painting and priming. The brake lines, I have still brake lines for the car, and I want to get paint on them. Today, after it warms up, I'm gonna spray some self-etching primer on and then get some, I'm just gonna do black gloss paint, but I'm waiting for it to warm up. So until it warms up, I'm not doing a whole lot aside from cleaning this garage for probably the 11th time this year. So that's where I'm at, just an update. Also though, if this is included in the clutter in your garage, life is good. right, it's the next day. The stuff has dried for 24 hours now. The lines came out pretty good. I'm happy with the paint on them. We got good coverage on everything and kept paint out of the threads. I don't know how well this will hold up, but it's going to be better than what it was. So the lines are done, and now we can start talking about where I'm going from here. Repainting the brake lines was definitely a reminder of the kind of work I have in store for when I start doing the body work on the car. When you plan this stuff out in your head, generally, at least I tend to anticipate it going quicker than what it does. And that was the case for the brake lines. I mean, in order to make my time worth it, I really had to slow things down, make sure everything was covered, and get good coverage on everything. And so it took longer than I thought, but it was worth it. The brake lines are painted. Another thing I can cross off my list. I have brake lines now that I can put on the car. Where I'm at with as far as should I strip everything and paint the areas where the brake lines are going to go and the master cylinder where that stuff's going to go is, I said before, I want to get the car running and rolling. It's running. Now I need to get it rolling. Theoretically, I can put the new master cylinder on with the conversion kit that it came with, leave the original brake lines on, and possibly even use the original wheel cylinders because I haven't even checked those yet. So before I even dive into anything that is going to make me think about stripping the car and patching areas that I have access to, I think I'm just going to put the master cylinder on. Then I need to address an issue with the front suspension and the transmission. I still have to address the transmission. Probably from week to week, I am not going to accomplish as much as what I have been over the summer months. That cooling system, I got a lot done in a 2-week period. As I said, this is a busier time of year, but I'm still going to try to upload from week to week whatever I get done, just to keep you guys updated. So that's it for this week. Take care.